The best traders I know spend most of their time doing nothing, and this nothing is what makes them rich. They wait longer than you can tolerate. They do less than feels productive. They sit through boredom that would drive normal traders insane. And while everyone else is frantically clicking buttons, they're quietly making fortunes. Here's what separates the winners from everyone else. It's not smarter analysis. It's not better indicators. It's not a secret strategy. It's the ability to wait. And the power of waiting is so counterintuitive that most traders never figure it out. The waiting paradox. Let me show you exactly how waiting creates bigger wins. A professional trader walks into their office. Charts are open. Market is running. There's action everywhere. Setups are appearing. Moves are happening. Money is being made. But this trader, they're not trading. They're watching. Waiting. Most traders would feel paralyzed by this. I'm missing opportunities. I should be trading. I'm wasting time. But the professional isn't missing anything. They're hunting. And hunters don't take every shot. They wait for the perfect shot. Here's what happens. Hours pass. Nothing. Just noise. Other traders have taken 20 trades by now. The professional has taken 0. Now suddenly, something appears. A specific pattern, a confluence of signals. Everything aligns exactly as planned. The professional recognizes it instantly, not because it's obvious, but because they've been waiting specifically for this. While other traders are trading randomly, this professional was waiting systematically. One perfect trade beats 20 mediocre trades every single time. The compound effect of big wins. Now here's where waiting gets powerful. Let's do the math. A trader who takes 50 trades a month with a 55% win rate and 1-1 reward to risk makes about 5% per month. Seems good. But a trader who takes 10 trades a month, waits for only A-grade setups, has a 70% win rate, and 3-1 reward to risk makes 21% per month. Same market, completely different approach. One trader is hyperactive, the other is selective. Who wins? The selective one, massively. Over a year, the active trader is up 67%. The selective trader is up 651%. That's not a difference, that's a chasm. And it all comes from waiting, from being willing to skip hundreds of mediocre opportunities to take a handful of elite ones. The best traders understand this math in their bones. They'd rather wait a week for a perfect setup than take 5 mediocre trades today. The patience premium. There's actually a premium for patience in trading. The market moves in cycles. Bull runs, pullbacks, consolidation, breakouts. These cycles create different probabilities at different times. A patient trader waits for the highest probability moments, when setup plus trend plus momentum plus time of day all align, when literally everything is pointing the same direction. These moments don't come often, maybe once a week, maybe once a month. But when they do, they're guaranteed winners. Well, not guaranteed, but close to it. The probability is so high that your edge becomes massive. The impatient trader can't wait for these moments. They trade constantly, and they take the exact same trade at the exact wrong time, when setup is there but trend is wrong, or momentum is wrong, or it's the wrong time of day. They get stopped out repeatedly. The patient trader skips all these low probability moments and only trades the highest probability ones. This is why patience creates a premium. You're not trading more, you're trading better, and better trades win bigger. The volatility advantage. Here's something most traders don't understand. Volatility changes. Sometimes the market is quiet, sometimes it's explosive. A patient trader exploits this. When volatility is high, they trade bigger. When volatility is low, they trade smaller or not at all. An impatient trader ignores volatility. They trade the same regardless of conditions, so they get stopped out in quiet markets. They get whipsawed in volatile markets. The patient trader, they adapt. They wait for the market to be in the right volatility state. Then they trade. This timing is impossible for impatient traders. They're too busy trading to notice volatility patterns.
but patient traders see them clearly because they're actually looking. The time decay advantage. Trading is about capturing moves, and moves take time. A patient trader understands this. They don't enter too early, they wait for confirmation. They don't exit too early, they wait for target. They let time work for them instead of against them. This creates massive wins because they're riding moves from quality entry to quality exit. An impatient trader enters early, gets shaken out, watches the move without them, then FOMO enters late on the move's final leg. They make a small profit or take a loss just as the move is ending. The patient trader captured the entire move, 200 pips. The impatient trader captured 30 pips in the middle and lost on one attempt. This is the time decay advantage. Patience lets you capture full moves. Impatience leaves you with scraps. The stress advantage. Here's something often overlooked. A patient trader taking one perfect trade per day experiences far less stress than a trader taking 30 trades. Stress kills judgment. The more stressed you are, the worse you trade. The patient trader stays calm, they stay clear, they stay precise. The impatient trader is constantly stressed, watching multiple positions, managing chaos, dealing with constant losses. Their stress impairs their judgment, leading to worse decisions, leading to more stress. The patient trader avoids this spiral entirely. They're rested, they're calm, they're thinking clearly, and clear thinking beats chaotic thinking every single time in trading. The capital efficiency. Let's talk about money. A patient trader with $10,000 makes steady, predictable gains. They might make $2,000 in a month, 20% return. An impatient trader with $10,000 might take bigger risks trying to get quick wins. They might blow up their account trying to make $2,000 in a week. The patient trader is capital efficient. They make good returns without risking ruin. The impatient trader is capital inefficient. They risk everything for fast returns and end up with nothing. This is why patient traders accumulate wealth. They never blow up, they compound steadily, they let their money work for them. Impatient traders might get lucky once or twice, but eventually they self-destruct. The waiting skill is learnable. But how do you actually become someone who waits? How do you build this skill when every instinct tells you to act? First, define what you're waiting for precisely, not vague ideas, specific criteria. Write it down. I wait for price above 200 EMA, RSI above 50, volume 1.5x average, time between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. EST. Something this specific. Now you can evaluate setups against actual criteria, not feelings. Second, create forced waiting periods. Set specific times when you can trade, maybe only 9 to 11 a.m. and 2 to 3 p.m. Outside these times, your platform is closed. This creates artificial waiting, but artificial waiting builds real patience. Third, track your patience. Every time you resist a non-setup trade, count it. Passed on 5 bad setups today. That's practice. Every perfect wait builds your confidence in the strategy. Fourth, reward patience. When you successfully wait for your perfect setup and execute perfectly, celebrate it. Not financially, psychologically. I waited, I was patient, I executed perfectly. Build identity around this. You're a patient trader. You wait for perfect setups, you execute flawlessly. When you start identifying this way, waiting becomes natural.
Fifth, fill your waiting time productively. Don't stare at charts all day waiting to trade. Close your laptop, go exercise, read, spend time with family. The waiting is easier when you're not focused on it, but create alerts so you know when your setup appears. This way, you're productive during waiting periods and instantly ready when opportunity arrives. The mental shift. Let me be direct. You have to completely reframe waiting. Right now, you see waiting as wasting time, as being lazy, as missing out. You need to see it as the most important work in trading. Every minute you successfully resist a bad trade is a minute you preserved capital. Every day you stayed out because your setup wasn't there is a day you protected your account. Every week you took only 5 trades instead of 50 is a week you probably made more money.
Waiting isn't lazy, it's professional. It's the highest form of discipline. The best traders I know take pride in waiting. They brag about trades they didn't take. I passed on 6 mediocre setups. My patience paid off. This is the mindset of winners. The mathematical certainty. Here's what makes waiting powerful. Math. If your A-grade setup has a 70% win rate with 3-1 reward to risk, your expectancy is 1.4 times 1 plus minus 0.6 times 1 equals 0.8 per trade. Positive. If your B-grade setup has a 55% win rate with 1-1 reward to risk, your expectancy is 0.55 times 1 plus minus 0.45 times 1 equals 0.1 per trade. Barely positive. By trading only A-grade setups and waiting for B grades, you increase your expectancy. Your wins are bigger. Your losses are smaller. Your win rate is higher. Mathematically, you must wait. The math forces it. The market rewards patience. Here's the final truth. The market is indifferent to your activity level. It doesn't care if you trade 100 times or once. It only cares whether you're trading high probability opportunities. Patience creates high probability. Impatience destroys it. The patient trader sits through boredom and collects big wins. The impatient trader chases action and collects small losses. Over time, this compounds into a massive gap. One trader is rich, the other is broke, and the only difference was patience. So here's your challenge. For the next month, become obsessively patient. Wait for only your perfect setups. Let everything else pass. Skip the action, endure the boredom, and watch what happens to your results. I guarantee you'll be shocked, not because your strategy changed, but because your patience did. The best traders wait longer, and they win bigger. Become one of them.